up today, Katie Rosenberg?
Hey, Brian Kowalski,
Mayor of Wausau.
Mayor of Wausau, reporter of Wausau.
5 questions with Mayor Katie, and we're going to start. So, Holy Balls went viral when you learned you'd won the mayoral seat. Walk me through that moment and tell me how it went afterwards.
Sure. So, as things go in the middle of a pandemic, I was on a Zoom call with my friends, and we saw the results coming in, and I knew they were all in, but they were all waiting. I celebrated by dancing in my kitchen and then also tweeting "Holy balls," because I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. I know that you follow me, but if your watchers here don't, I don't. I think that's pretty standard fare for my Twitter account. But I didn't expect it to go viral.
And then how did that go afterwards? What was the reaction to that?
Yeah, so I had an overwhelmingly positive reaction to that. I know there are some people that are maybe confused or concerned or whatever, but overwhelmingly positive. People were excited. I was hearing from people I went to high school with. I was hearing from all kinds of different. I was on BuzzFeed, like what? So it was good, and I think overall it's kind of helped raise Wausau's notoriety a tiny bit. I mean, I've been talking to all kinds of different news agencies now, so I think it was the weird first choice, but that's how I roll.
Yeah, I think you read the New York Times here
Oh yeah. So,
recently.
yep. That article should be published in the next few days.
So you just released your first city budget as mayor.
Oh man, I should grab that thing.
What should Wausau folks expect from that? What should they know?
Yeah, so I think there are a couple of things that they should expect from this. So first of all, it costs $1 million to do what we did this year next year. So that's the cost to continue. That's a data point that I pay attention to. Inflation, increase in pay and wages, healthcare. We were so lucky. Our health insurance only went up 5.5%. We would have had a backstop of 10.5, but 5.5%, even though it's a really good increase, it's still an increase. So you'll see increases like that. 70% of our budget goes to personnel kind of and associated costs. You can also see a couple of new items probably. We have some supplementals that we're talking about. One of them, a full-time videographer, which I think will be good to communicate more accessibly with the community. We've been seeing great success through the last few. I don't know how long they've had that part-time videographer, but he's great. So that's been helpful. We'd like to do more of that across more departments than just the police department. And then I guess you'll probably see in there some budget assumptions trying to get folded in there. We're talking a lot about that mall and what to do there. So I know that is the wishes of the finance chair to get that into the budget so that we understand where we are in 2021 instead of trying to scurry and move things around on the fly.
What's been the most surprising thing as mayor so far?
Oh man, I'm actually surprised at how many just random people walk in or call or just, somebody called my office. They said, "Oh, I'm in Tomahawk. I want to open a franchise in Wausau. I think I'll call the mayor." I'm like, "Have you tried talking to the chamber?" Or it's very interesting. Like I feel like the concierge of Wausau. So I need to think about how do I make that work for us?
And stuffed animals too, I guess.
Oh yeah, they kind of get moved. Tweeting about goats. I think that's something that the Parks Department will be looking into for next year, which I'm super pumped about. Goats kind of taking care of the invasive species. But once I tweeted about it, started getting anonymous goat mail sent to me. So you can see it up there. There's a stuffed goat. There's a screaming goat. There's a goat like a, what do you call that? A mouse pad. But there's also a dragon, a rubber chicken, and some other really random things.
So what's the best thing that's happened in the city recently?
Oh my goodness, what's the best thing? I feel like despite the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, everyone is kind of crazy about the election, crazy about social justice stuff. There are some moments where I felt like, wow, we are kind of an amazing city. We come together and we get stuff done. That George Floyd march with 2,000 people. That's a once in a generation thing that happened, and it was nonviolent. So it was really great to see people coming together for that. So I guess just the greatest thing is the people coming together. I mean, we sent out almost 10,000 absentee ballots. Like, people want to have a say, and they're showing us and telling us that. So I guess I'm really excited about what that means for our future.
Yeah, what's been the worst or most challenging thing that's happened in the city so far? And well, I'm going to say something besides COVID, because I think everyone.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
that's pretty
we're over
obvious.
COVID, yeah. But I think there's some anxiety that comes along with some of the big issues that we're dealing with. I've always been a pretty low blood pressure kind of person, but there are some days when I wake up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh my gosh, how are our small businesses going to survive this? How are we going to get through this? Who's gonna be spreading in our departments today? So I guess it's probably the constant anxiety that everybody's feeling, but just kind of waking up. And I was telling you before this, even, like, I don't remember when I've been so tired before. But that's what you do. Get through it.
For sure. Favorite podcast from Wausau?
Oh my gosh, this one?
It has Wausau in the title?
This one? Awesome!
All right, well, thanks so much for doing this, Katie, and keep it awesome.
Keep it awesome.